Hi, everyone. I feel very honored to be here today and to do this presentation to all of you. And welcome to the University of Glasgow and our PhD communities. And forgive me that we can do this only on recordings because now I'm on my way to Glasgow. So I cannot do this lively, but I hope to meet you guys in person soon on campus. Okay, let's move on to the topic today. Okay. So the things here I want to share with you today are the things you wish you knew earlier about working remotely. I've heard that some of you have decided not to come into Glasgow for your first year and doing your starting your PhD life from your country or from your home. Well, that's understandable. And I'm doing this remotely online for my first year. And I just would like to let you know what will be happening in your first year online. And maybe you can imagine the start of your PhD life. Well, before we start our presentation, I would like to say something about myself, just to let you know who I am. I'm the second year PhD student from the School of Education, and my research interest is the intercultural communication, international students' cultural shock when they come to the UK, or reverse cultural shock when they go back to their own country after studying in the UK. So if you are interested in my research, then feel free to contact me. And the most important thing that why I would like to talk about this topic is that I worked remotely in China for my first year. And I learned a lot, I gained a lot, and I suffered a lot. And today I just want to tell you what had happened in my life, and you can imagine what will happen in your life. Okay, part one, why I choose this topic. There are many reasons for not coming to campus this year. So these reasons are all understandable, like COVID restrictions. There are still a lot of limitations on traveling, like you have to be fully vaccinated. You should have many documents, which are very complicated. And the second can be safety concerns. Maybe you concerned about your safety on public transportations, like by plane or by train. So this can all be reasons for you not coming to campus. The third thing is that I've heard some of my fellows said, or my supervisors agrees that I do my first year online, but not coming to campus if I have some reasons, which are understandable. But I would suggest that you understand your journey, your PhD journey, not your supervisors. Okay. And the fourth one is the most important reason. It is also the one that I thought last year, is that some people think the first year has many reading that can be done online. But this is what you think, and this is also what I thought, but I don't think it is true, okay? Because some people think that the first year you have to do a lot of reading, and about literature review, you should have a very stable foundation about your literature, about the research background. This is very important. Okay, and think about this. If you do all this reading online, what will happen to you? And especially when you can obtain great online support from the university. Like you can find online resources everywhere. It is right. I would say it is true. But people's experiences are different. Okay, so these are the reasons for not coming to campus. And these are all understandable. Okay, and then next I will just let you know that what I have completed in my first year. It does not look like it's a lot. Okay, I completed only 3 things. The first one is that in my first year, I completed 4 research development courses, and some people would be very surprised that why do PhD students have courses? I asked my supervisors, do I have to attend these courses? And my supervisors suggest that attend as many as I can because I need this like basic knowledge about doing research, even though I have completed my master's. And this 4 research development courses, and each of the course is like 1 time or twice a week, I don't remember. And it has like each course has several assessment tasks, and you have to complete it some like 3,000 or 4,000 like thesis, something like this. Okay, so especially the first and second semester, it will be like your master's. And then I completed the draft chapters of literature review and methodology, approximately 20,000 words. I would say it's very, very tough. For me, I work remotely from China, and it has a very huge time difference from the UK. So I did all of this in the evening and until the midnight. Well, I completed all of this, but it's very tough for me. But if you are in Europe, then the time difference would not be too much different from the UK. Then you won't suffer this. I would say that. And the third thing I experienced are some conferences, meetings, academic sessions, social activities, or online for sure. And some conferences and meetings are from the email. The university will send a lot of emails to you and to inform you that there is something happening. So you can choose which one you attend, or you decided to not attend at home. And there was something that my supervisor suggested me to join because it's quite relevant to my research. So I did a lot. So I learned a lot, I obtained a lot, and also I suffered a lot. Okay, so next, I would like to tell you what I could not do while working remotely for the first year of my PhD. Okay, I completed a lot of things, but there are some things are unfortunately that I could not do while I'm not in Glasgow. The very important thing is that I could not use the library. So there is no paper resources for me. I do all the reading, a large amount of reading from my computer, a very small screen here. And at the end, my vision got very, very bad and worse. Well, before that, I also heard that people say adults would not get worse vision because you are adults. Everything becomes mature. But it's not true. Just in this year, my vision becomes worse and also has some healthy problems. And the second thing is that I could not do any internships. You will get a lot of emails from the university or from the PhD communities that there are some internships for PhD students, but most of them require that you are in Glasgow. So at the beginning, I emailed them back and I said, I would like to join, but they just asked me, are you in Glasgow? I said, no. And they said, well, we would like you to join us when you come, when you arrive in Glasgow. So it's a pity, okay? And the third thing is that I could not build contacts with local communities. I could only meet those people who I meet on my online courses, and these are my friends and classmates. But after the course ends, our connection just ends as well. So I think when I visit Glasgow, I will build these connections again from the beginning. And third thing is that I could not meet my supervisors and friends face to face. So especially even though I still have a relationship with them, friend relationship with them, but it's still hard. It's a different one when you visit people online or in person. The last thing is that I do not have a healthy daily routine because I do not have the schedule. I just decide what I'm going to do on the day that when I wake up. I have very good free time. But the thing is that I'm not very scheduled, then my life becomes not very healthy. I will let you know more later. Okay, so these are my journey in the first year, but I understand and some of you just could not make it happen this year to come to Glasgow. So I have some suggestions for you to make a successful remote work. The first one is time management. Let me put it here. Yeah, the first one is time management. You should have the very good skills to manage your time and have a to-do list every day that what you are going to do in the day and in the evening or in the afternoon. So you have to work, use your time properly and do your work effectively. Otherwise, you will be like me, waste a lot of time and doing nothing. The second tips is that you need to know yourself very well. I think you are the one who knows yourself the best. No one can understand you more than yourself. So if you know yourself better, you would probably know how to make a successful remote work. First one is you can make a timeline and you need to be very clear that what your goals are in this year, this month, and this week. So do not wait for someone to tell you, but you should have the goal for yourself. The second one is to have an everyday list. Third one is to use some apps like Pomodoro or Focus or etc. to help you focus on the work and not be easily distracted. And the last one is to know your peak of productivity. So you know when it's a time for you to work productively, like the morning, the afternoon, or late night. I know some of you will choose late night because it's very, very quiet and you will only have a lot of ideas at this time. Well, if so, just use this period of time in a day and do your work. This is very important. And the third thing is to use your supervisor. Actually, I'm not sure if this word is used correctly. So I put quotes here. Is that supervisors are the ones who work the closest to you in your PhD life. So the first thing is that you need to tell your supervisor what you are going to do about your research and what your research is and what is your idea about your research. Do not tell your supervisor that I don't know at all. Please tell me what I'm going to do. Then your supervisor will be very crazy because they don't know what you are going to do. Okay, so first you should have your idea. And second, you can ask your supervisor, is there any problems with my idea? Could you please evaluate my idea? I always ask the way that I always ask my supervisor is like this. I tell her a lot and I said, well, I have all these ideas and I think blah, 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 like this, but what do you think? Is it reasonable, or can I achieve the things that I want? And then at this time, the supervisors will use their knowledge or their experiences to let you know if your idea is reasonable or like manageable, something like this. And then please send your work, your thesis, your essays 4 or 5 days earlier before the meeting. So if you work remotely, then you will only have the online supervision meeting probably once a month. Then please send your supervisors the essays earlier. Ensure that they have enough time to read. And also please read the feedback very, very carefully after you receive their comments. And these are the things that this is another way that supervisor help you. So not only talking to you at the meeting, but also from the written work, the feedback is very important. And the last thing is to keep a healthy lifestyle. Like do not always sit and do exercises regularly. So when I work remotely, I sat just too long for a day, and then I hurt my back. And the end is that I could not even sit. I could not even sit back for 3 or 4 days. I could only like lie down in bed. And then for those days, I could not work at home. It's very bad. So keep a very healthy lifestyle is important, and do exercises regularly. And the last thing is to get some rest. You deserve it. So if your eyes feel very tired and sour, then please stop looking at the screen and do not use that a short period of time. Just care about your health and take some rest, and you deserve it. Okay, so this is the end of my presentation, and I know some of you will definitely do this the first year online or remotely, and I hope these tips or my experiences can help you imagine or predict what will happen soon for you. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me, and you can see my email and my name here. And I hope to see you in person soon, online or on campus. And bye. Please enjoy the rest of the seminar.